He has implemented many impressive reforms and has firmly anchored his country at the center of the European stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Prime Minister of Malta, Gonzi.
Mr. President, Secretary General, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, let me join my colleagues in expressing my personal gratitude to the organizers of this conference and for the hospitality that has been shown to us all. It's a pleasure to be here. But as you have heard all speakers before me, this is not an easy time. Moving Europe forward in these difficult times calls upon us all to redouble our efforts to provide, most of all, good governance. And good governance must be firmly grounded in values and in responsibilities. Let us be honest with each other. There is currently much disappointment about the way Europe has responded or failed to respond to what is going on around us. The very livelihood of societies, of businesses and individuals are threatened by the ongoing turmoil, and people expect us to do more to resolve the crisis in a determining manner. This calls upon us all to refocus and to reaffirm that people, individuals, not numbers, not files, not problems, but people and their families, they lie at the center of all our political activity. Our children, our workers, our families, our pensioners, and every single European citizen. After all, this is what we as the European People's Party stand for. It is the People's Party. After all, when all is said and done, the economy belongs to them, and it is our duty to steer the Union in the direction where its economy becomes vibrant and flourishes to serve precisely the needs of its people better. Allow me to make just very brief 4 points that I believe we must focus on to achieve this objective. First, the economy of the Europeans must be based on concrete fundamental strengths and not on illusions, not on illusory financial or asset bubbles. The crisis has shown us that there was a lot of economy in the past years, but not enough real economy. We must therefore make sure that results are based on solid fundamentals. And the time is up for uncontrolled government spending with little regard to the long-term consequences of that spending. Consumerism, driven by governments and society at large, may have resulted in the past years in short-term economic growth, but it was achieved at the expense of higher fiscal indebtedness. We must therefore insist that the economy of the Europeans is built on sound, real fundamentals. Secondly, the economy must belong to the people and not the other way around. A strong welfare system is an essential feature of the economy of the Europeans and should remain so. But these services should be affordable and should be provided in the most efficient way possible with the resources that are available. As a result, expenditure on social welfare needs to be gauged more carefully in terms of the social and economic rate of its return and not purely from a financial or populist perspective. Thirdly, the economy must belong to all Europeans and no one should be excluded. Economic growth invariably leads to increased social differences because it is the nature of growth to reward whoever is advancing relatively more than whoever is lagging behind. But please let us all be very careful. Let us not allow this to mean that we have to let people fall into the poverty line. The inefficiencies of welfare systems must not serve as an excuse to curtail the system from performing its essential function, in other words, of preventing poverty and deprivation. And finally, we must persist in the most determined manner to push the ideal of the European social market economy, one that brings together sound economic governance with social cohesion in a harmonious manner. This must not be done through expansionary monetary and fiscal policies, as these give the illusion of an easy way out of a recession. But they remain just that, an illusion. On the contrary, a truly European social market economy must be built on a genuine capability to withstand the adverse effects of shocks and must come through the development of its competitiveness. Dear friends, in the coming years there will be other adverse shocks and challenges that we will have to contend with. But our legacy to future generations must take the shape of an economic and social arrangement within the European Union that is more resilient than the one we have today. Let us draw from our fundamental strengths in solving problems and overcome challenges. We can do it together, and we owe it to our people and to our children to do it. Thank you very much.